Welcome back, episode. Now, this is a time where I shouldn't know the episode.
It's impossible to check.
Almost impossible. Almost. If only there was a way that was easy to do. I'm going to assume it's episode 45, since we're doing 4 Naruto month. Yep, I'm just going to go 45. Episode 45. We haven't done this for a little while, but we have said since the last one we did that the next thing we want to do is a Jujutsu Kaisen. And it has finally arrived. We are talking about Jujutsu Kaisen's best character.
All caps.
Females in Shonen anime. Nobara, Kugisaki, analysis.
Couldn't just pick one title.
Yeah. And then the thumbnail is redefining the Shonen female.
My goodness.
By Literal Maverick. Never heard of him.
There's a lot of... We were looking for videos for Jujutsu Kaisen, and there is a lot of, the best females, and redefining, and all these just, like, buzzwords of the women. It's like, I mean, what are you talking about? So I'm very interested in this type of video. I like Nobara.
I love Nobara.
I think she's probably my favorite character.
Maki's good.
Yeah, Maki's good. But
and then what?
Witch Girl is nothing. Her sister, Maki's sister, is nothing. Blue hair girl is nothing.
To me,
that chick that Gojo argued with is nothing.
To me, this is like you've got a handful of shonen under your belt.
Yeah. Because
there are so many shonen out that have great female characters. Like Botan. Botan's amazing.
Yeah. Not a fighter, but she still helps and everything. Bulma's great. Same thing over there.
Chi-Chi's great.
It's so many. You're going to get some comments about that way.
I love Chi-Chi. I don't care what people say.
But she hindered the Gohan, and you know how people feel about that.
Yeah, but Gohan's doing what he literally wants.
Yeah, because Chi-Chi told him that's what he wants.
Yeah, and Goku told him he wants to be a fighter, and which one did he pick? He stopped training and went, alright, my studies, yo. I want to go to school,
It's not what he wants. It's influence. It's nature versus nurture.
Well, he went against his nature of a Saiyan of just big fight man monster punch people.
Correct. And he went against,
and he's happy.
And he went with his nurture. So that's a theme there. There's things to talk about there, you see.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
Chi-Chi was right. So, yeah.
About Jujutsu Kaisen, we said this a couple times. I am very middling on it, and it's going towards the lower degree.
Yeah, it's like a 6.5 series.
With these past chapters, we're going into 4.5 territory.
Ooh, that bad? I only read to the end of the incident arc, and I was just like, all right, that's enough of that.
They sat down for like 2 chapters and just went, here's another tournament, and we're going to explain the rules and this, and this. And me and somebody else, I apologize, I can't remember who it was that I was talking to in the Discord, but we were just like, what exactly are the rules? Is this a free-for-all? Is this a team thing? And they explained it for like 2 chapters. So it's a very convoluted, like, widespread tournament thing. And we're just like, yeah, people are just going to drop off. We're not going to be seeing Broom Chick. We're not going to be seeing Blue Hair Girl. There's just going to be, we're going to get our core people. And then we're going to get more people. And it's just going to get more and more muddled. And Nobara's just going to come out of nowhere and save and Yuji. And yeah, it is very, very middling. There's nothing... I said this when I was watching it. There's almost nothing that I love in it, and there's nothing that I hate in it. Mm-hmm. It's just like a series of events that are happening.
Yeah, and the events are cool enough.
Yeah, it's just like, yep, this is a fight, but then there's dumb stuff like, oh, they set up Gojo's friend, his body was taken over. Yep. And they set up these 2 little girls that the body saved. Mm-hmm. And then it's like, oh, these 2 little girls come into play, and then they just die. Like, the whole backstory, they have a whole motivation for saving him, dead. I'm like, oh, that's just done then. freaking in Gojo's past. It's like the maid and the little girl. I'm like, I like these. And I like the dynamic, and she's just a little girl. And they're like, well, we said we would bring you here, but whatever you do after this, it's all you. So you can leave if you want to, but whatever. And it was a whole lot of stuff going on, and then she just dies. And it's like, I looked up the maid. It's like, status unknown. Doesn't know she's alive. Doesn't know she's dead. No care. But we need to explain purple.
I am sensing you have a problem with the power system.
The power system is very... It's not bad. It's mad convoluted.
Not complex. It's not complex. It is convoluted.
Because you got cursed energies, cursed techniques, domains, cursed weapons and things
expansions.
Like that. It's just like Black Clover. It's magic, and then you do stuff with your magic. Done. Now we have to figure out cursed energy versus cursed technique. And I don't know.
And combining them.
And the man who can shoot people with infinity. We have to in our mind just go, okay, now I need to understand the concept of infinity. And what is he doing with this infinite power? Stuff like that. So Gojo is just, anytime he's using his abilities, it's like, well, stuff is happening and people are getting slowed down and they say he's strong, and I guess he is.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Gojo.
When he's fighting.
Yeah, when he's fighting. And I feel like the series is very contingent on how much you love Gojo and Sukuna, or whatever it's called. The demon inside of Yuji.
Setsuna, something.
Setsuna. Yeah. I think it's very contingent on liking those two. Mm-hmm. And because they're the big strong. And when they do their big strong stuff, people clap. So if you don't like big strong stuff, and I have no problem with big strong stuff, I do like it at times, but if all your series is gonna offer it, I don't care as much.
Yeah.
It's just like Patrice once said, I don't care about pussy unless that's all you have to offer. Like if you
that's all you got, that's
all I want. But so if all you got is big strong, that's all people are gonna want. But if as somebody that doesn't care and wants more out of a series than Big Strong, this is just like, ugh. And I love the kids. I love Gojo's interaction with them. Anytime a technique or weapon is not in somebody's hand, it's 5-star, except Maki. Maki needs a weapon. Maki's but outside of that, anytime it's 5-star.
Good stuff there. But then once you start getting the weapons and... Nobara's, it's just, she got her doll and transferring and big punch and shadow dogs. Like, okay, this is whatever.
Okay, let's just get into it.
Jujutsu Kaisen recently ended its first season, and it seems almost everyone agrees that it is peak shonen anime.
Pause. It most certainly is not.
And everyone agrees, so it's got a 10-star on my anime list.
That's the problem with absolute things like that. You gotta chill out with that. I understand you might just be hyperbolic. It might just be speaking off the cuff. But don't say things like that. Because here's two people just going, wow, this is mid. Wow, there is 5 characters that I really like. And the rest can each...
Absolutely fantastic. The plot is beyond serviceable and the characters...
Wow. The animation is fantastic and the plot is... beyond serviceable.
This is peak shonen. Animation is amazing. First thing that you compliment. Second thing, the plot is beyond How do you express that? Okay, serviceable is a 5. Beyond serviceable is a 6.
I think serviceable would be like a 6, because 5 would be like mediocre. Mm-hmm. So it's a serviceable. So that's like a 6. So beyond serviceable, it's like a hard 6.
Why would he just not go, the plot is pretty good?
Because that's like a 7. And it ain't that.
But it's such a weird word to use. It's just this very weird phrase is the problem. That's all.
It's so beyond serviceable, but it's not so beyond serviceable
that it's worth good. Noting that it's in the good territory.
Yeah. It's like right at the line of good. As opposed to the rest that are just so far from the line.
That's not how you praise peak shonen.
Absolutely not. But this is how people want shonen. They want beautiful animation, a plot that doesn't insult your intelligence, and shrug shoulders.
There you go.
Fantastic. The plot is beyond serviceable, and the characters really hold everything together. People's favorites are usually Gojo and Toto, which...
Toto's cool.
Toto's really good. He's number 2 for me.
But my God, Gojo, I do not care. The second he starts
him when it's the Urza effect of just like, don't get into combat, and I really, really like you. Once you put up your dukes, it goes into, oh, this is the literal other side of the coin, where I could not care less, or I just actively do not like it.
Fair. But today I want to shine a light on my favorite character and show why that character is actually a sign of where female characters are going in the genre. And that character is Nagi Yoshino. I'm sure that she'll be a character that lives long into the series and really changes.
I like her.
Oh, she's dead?
Pause. And see, that was another thing about the anime's opening. There was a scene where Yuji is chilling with his friend from this arc, and they're at the school. So I'm like, okay, he's gonna get his cursed energy, and he's gonna go into the school. So then once he dies, I'm like, well, he can't be just like dead, because he's in the opening, and he's just dead. I'm like, oh, I guess that's just it for that dude. He was just turned into some monster thing, and then he just was dead. And I'm like, oh, we're just done with that guy then. Stuff like that is just like, we're done. Did they ever mention little tuberculosis kid again in Demon Slayer? Did he just die?
No, he just went on somewhere.
Oh, he's just gone.
Yeah.
Ain't got time for you. Got a train to deal with.
Well, I'm sure Junpei will really develop from that. Today, I want to talk about Nobara Kugisaki and why I believe she's a fantastic character. So stick around if you want to see why that is, but also why she's different from the norm. But first, because YouTube forces me at gunpoint to do this, okay, I'll do it. If you're subbed and want to see my content, make sure to hit that bell as well. It seems from my analytics that YouTube really didn't send out my last video at all, so rest in peace, Mortal Kombat video. And for those of you who aren't subscribed, alright, where's my script? It's your boy. Make sure to smash that like button and sub to my channel. I'm giving away a free gift card to Hardee's to the first person that comments, bruh. Nobara is...
Okay. So, this is a real situation of having your cake and eating it too.
Yeah, you're making fun of it, but you're also doing it.
You're engaging in it. It's not like that society meme where it's like society should be a little better, yet you engage in society curious. Like you're so big braining it. No, you are just actively doing the thing.
You're satirizing the thing while also doing it.
The first person that comments, bruh. Nobara is first introduced in episode 3 entitled Girl of Steel. This episode acts as an introduction to her character, her powers, and her backstory. It's explained in this episode that Nobara is from a small country town. She had a friend in her hometown that she idolized, someone who was from the city. But due to the enclosed nature of this small town, this person was ostracized and othered due to them being from the city. Nobara saw this treatment and was affected as a result. Someone who she idolized was shunned for a trait that they couldn't control. So Nobara wished to go to Tokyo to escape the suffocating life of the country and potentially meet her friend again. At first glance...
Pro, don't watch this video. Did you not just see what happened?
Ah, yeah, the IMAX thing. Alright, that's fine.
Why is he doing this? Because he also did it with the gun thing.
It's stylistic.
It's stylistic, but it's also off kilter. Mm-hmm. Because it's not like he did a cookie cutter where he did a spherical thing and faded it into the eye or the gun barrel. It's just a big square on top of these things.
He needed a transition, and maybe he's starting out and he's just like, nah.
Then don't do it.
That's very easy.
Okay, wait, no. It can't be because he had all that subscribe stuff and all that, those things over there. Yeah, he panned in. It's your boy. He scanned it correctly.
Yeah, you're right. Well, maybe he thinks that just looks fine. It's just a way to get from point A to point B.
Then do it right.
That's very difficult.
No, it's not. It's a literal effect.
It's difficult to say to just do it right because maybe he just thought that was done right. So he's just like,
how could you not look at this and think it looks a little weird?
I mean, even with the ball, it would look a little weird.
But it would look better.
Sure. But, maybe he's just not interested in it.
Friend again. At first glance, Nobara seems like she's being written like the typical shonen heroine. She's brash, fights the main protagonist, and most importantly, loves shopping! Hey Nobara, don't forget to get Junpei something on the way out. Nobara? No, it's immediately clear, though, that she's different. Her love of shopping is based on her individualism, not some quality of what a female should like. It's a specific attribute that logically comes about based on her larger...
Okay, so she likes shopping, but she doesn't like shopping because it's the trendy thing to do or whatever, but just because she personally likes shopping. Yes. So how is it different at this point?
Because women be shopping.
Yeah, but now you're just saying, okay, but we're going into why she's shopping. Mm-hmm. But she still be shopping.
Yeah, she do be shopping, don't she?
Okay, she do be shopping, and other women do be shopping. Mm-hmm. So why she different from most women that do be
she's
shopping?
given a reason why she be shopping.
Okay, they want to get some cute clothes.
Yeah, fashion. There's nothing wrong with that. But he goes individualism, which is standing out, which is fashion, which is others.
So what she be doing?
Shopping.
Oh.
She be shopping. What's the problem with she be shopping?
Character trait, with thought put into why she likes what she likes. We'll touch on this again later, but Nobara makes it clear that she does what she wants regardless of expectations. But let's first talk about...
That's not entirely unique to just Jujutsu Kaisen. Nami stole all of the people's money before leaving. her village, her beloved village. Did so with a smile.
She betrayed basically her whole village to save them. And she would rob pirates, and she just didn't. She would use her body for sexualization, so people would get embarrassed, and she'd push them off of boats and stuff. Yeah, she don't care.
Yeah,
she's like, hey, y'all peeking on us. All right, well here you can see it, but pay up.
Just doing what you want and not caring. That's not unique
in the slightest.
How badass she is, her abilities are incredibly unique. She uses a straw daw hammer and nails. She can use the hammer and nails in the obvious way.
Okay, so now we're going on to strong. Do we need to talk about strong females in anime? Nami, Robin, Big Mom. Big Mom is amazing!
Kale Khalifa. I'm just gonna go down the list. Momo from My Hero. Black Clover Noelle. My God, Noelle. Noelle. Her whole thing is, people expect this of me, but I can't do it, so I'm gonna work at it. And then eventually it's just like, no, all that. I don't care.
Oh man,
I've got my family, so I've got the Black Bull, so I don't give a shit what y'all talking about.
Yo,
I don't care how foolish I look.
In hypest.
So what are we talking about? So from now on, I'm just gonna think of this in the frame of Noelle.
Yeah, she's super strong. She don't care.
She's brash, but you understand why she likes the things she likes.
She's got a unique ability. There's nobody else doing that armor in the series because you said that she has a unique ability. Well, everybody has a unique ability in Jujutsu Kaisen, so that's not even really a point of praise.
I guess he means in the frame of a typical shonen thing. Because, Noelle controls water. And that's a very, people have that type of power. But hammers, nails, and voodoo dolls, that's a way more, unique thing in terms of what a person would have as a power.
I mean, but once you get past part 4, even in part 4 of JoJo, we start getting into, food, healing people, stuff
you didn't really look at One Piece. You got a rubber boy. There's not a lot of stretchy people out there. A woman that can sprout her body parts like flowers. So
I say that's more unique than just voodoo.
and nails in the obvious way, or imbue them and the straw doll with cursed energy and affect the opponent by using a piece of them or their blood. This type of fighting style enables her to have very dynamic fights.
Starting to hate the word dynamic.
But you're just hating every descriptor. We're
Because
just gonna.
it's not. You're not saying anything.
You are not saying anything.
So now, if he follows this up by going, she has very dynamic fights, meaning that she can blah 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 blah.
Why even say she has dynamic fights?
But just dynamic fights says nothing, because dynamic itself is not a descriptor, because it can be so many different things.
We're losing language here by the episode.
Dude, words are becoming more and more meaningless by the video.
It's just people not really thinking about what they're saying. They know what they say when they say things like unique or dynamic or things like that.
Yeah, it's just like when Peanut was like, why do you know words like that? And I was like, I don't know, because if you asked me to define the word, I literally could not. But I know the context into which to use them because I read a lot of books and stuff. So I can understand.
Read?
Are you reading? You read? I don't even like him.
Louis, babes, I want my money.
You can't keep dodging me. That was good. Oh, boss, you piece of... But, so yeah, these people hear all these analysts, YouTubers going dynamic, unique, themes, blah, 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 blah.
Say it. Because
and it's like, okay, dynamic. I know roughly what that means, so let me throw it in here.
And I know what I'm talking about when I say dynamic. And then at that point, it's just up to the audience to implant whatever they think dynamic means in this case. And thus, you're making the analysis for them.
To have very dynamic fights. While fist fights and sword fights are incredibly fun to watch, they don't have to require an intricate element to work. Nobara's fights, though, require specific knowledge and usage of her skills to work. Characters that this fighting style reminds me of are Nami and Robin from One Piece.
So
Nami
you're
and Robin
pause.
have very
So you're aware of Nami and Robin, and you go, Nobara is the direction that shonen females will be going. When everything that you said up until now can also apply to Nami and Robin.
And Noelle.
And Noelle.
Because, I could see him going, we've had Nami and Robin for 14 years. So within that gap, you're not going to get... The newer animes don't have female characters like a Nami and a Robin. So I'm looking in the context of Noelle, who came out, 4 or 5 years before Jujutsu Kaisen?
Something like that.
So, boom.
Nami and Robin have very unique abilities that seem rather difficult to write for. That's probably why they never get any fights anymore. But that's a discussion for a different day. Soon. But they always result in in-depth fights with multiple layers in them.
In-depth fights.
With multiple layers.
Okay, even Luffy's fights are in-depth and have multiple layers. And he's literally a punch man. Correct. Sanji do nothing but kick. Do you think that's all his fights are? Even something like Mr. 2, which was literally them just kicking at each other, he went, oh, you can't hit me when I'm this woman. You can hit your other crewmates, but when I'm this woman, you can't hit me. Hey, you got something on your left cheek. Oh, boom, turn back, kick.
And then it's just like he can kick a little bit further because of his swans and multi-layered and
in depth.
Yep.
Because they have to be written this way due to the nature of their abilities. Nobara definitely isn't a slouch when it comes to this fighting style either. Her final fight of season 3 proves this. Now, initially I was a little worried about how this was going to go down. We had seen her fight previously in the season, which we'll get into later, but I was worried that in the final stretch, we may drop the ball with her. And by drop the ball, I mean treat her how most females are treated in shonen anime. So let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Good.
What are you doing here?
That ending is very good.
Sorry, that joke was terrible. Oh, hey Nobara, did you get your... Women in shonen anime are often boring and tropey. This is...
Okay, terrific. They are often boring and tropey.
Boring means nothing because interests differ from person to person.
Yes.
Tropey itself is not a problem. It's how you're written with the tropes. Who cares if they're tropey? See, that's another buzzword. Because in cinema scenes just going tropes and stuff, and everybody's like, oh my god, the tropes.
And then they're conditioned to be like, tropes are bad. But tropes can be done quite well. Noelle is a archetypical tsundere, but why does she like Asta? Well, because Asta acknowledged her hard working, and she sees that somebody else is hard working really, really hard, and she goes, oh, he's a hard worker, and he's telling me that I'm hard working. Plus, he's nice and all that crap, but there's a reason why.
And Charlotte.
Same thing there. There's two tsunderes. Two different reasons to like the person. Two different approaches.
Boring and tropey. This is because most women in shonen are often written in the same mold. That mold being strictly as a love interest, or helpless, or for fan service, or hell, all three. Now, for all
helpless, love interest, fan service.
Okay, helpless. Not Urza. What was the second one?
A love interest.
Love interest. She has a romance, but she's not a love interest to like the protagonist or anything. Urza, no. Fan service. The series itself is fan service. That means nothing. Mm-hmm. Urza, no. Like Lucy is the person I would point to go like, this is really just because she don't do a lot except wear small clothing.
Yeah, there's plenty of women that don't fit into those molds. I mean, Sakura post Shippuden, I guess she's not a love interest because she's the one going after the love.
Nope. Even Naruto's love interest of her is played way down in Shippuden. Mm-hmm. So helpless, no. Because she's actually really strong. See, the problem is people talk mash about Sakura because she's standing next to two literal gods.
Yeah, that's really not fair.
But against your typical shinobi trash bum, like some S rank person, she would do good.
Yeah.
Sorry, she can't create the moon through her eye. Sorry.
Yeah, she can only do so much.
Sorry.
She's a monster in and of her own right, but she's standing next to just like a monster on another monster's shoulder.
Eating a monster.
But yeah, Botan is none of those three things. Lisa, she had one fan service moment, but that was about it.
Noelle. Jolene. She had some fan servicey stuff. Megumi from Shogeki no Shoma. Food Wars.
Yeah.
The little blue haired girl for anybody that isn't. Yeah. Cause she has no love, period. Mm-hmm. She works hard to be in school and is constantly doing tests. Now she loses most of them, but she's constantly doing tests. She's constantly working. It's not like just a flick of the wrist, you out of here, bum.
Yeah. Mikasa, she likes Eren, but the feeling's not really reciprocated. There's so many. I mean, you're looking at Hinata being... That's not even... Really, because
she's not helpless.
He must be talking about love interest going in both directions. There is romance in the series involving this lady. That's what he must mean, because there's so many.
Okay. But what's the problem of being a love interest?
What is indeed? If that's all you are, that's a problem.
Yes.
But if that's just a piece of your character, that's not. And Orihime's not helpless. That was your example
of all three.
Yeah, she's got big boobs, but when do we ever really see her in anything revealing?
Love interest, or helpless, or for fan service.
Okay, that moment with Sakura, I get so tired of it. She is not strong.
She's not. That's just.
But she did everything she could to protect the people that were close to her instead of running away. What is the problem? She cut off the hair that she heard that Sasuke loves because she's like, no, I'm a ninja now, so I don't need this.
Kitty boy is done.
It's just getting in the way. And then she runs up to Tsunade and cries and goes, I'm not strong. There's nothing good about me. Can you please take me under your wing so I can be strong? What is the problem?
And then she's one person up against these two or three very strong sound people. And then you got Ina Shikacho cowering 3 people, one of which has the ability to stop people outright, just cowering in the bushes watching her.
Like, we not about this.
She's doing what they. 2 of them are incapacitated instantly because you got mind transfer, you got shadow. So, and she is one person doing all this when people who can help do not help. People. Sakura is just a hot button thing for people. I don't criticize the helpless weak stuff. Criticize the I love Sasuke stuff.
Yes, that's the bad stuff where you should be looking at it like this is disgusting. Disgusting. But the helpless, I'm sorry she's not as strong.
Yeah.
Or for fans or
Nezuko. The poison Hashira. Love Hashira's out. She's literally love interest and fan service. Whatever. No, we can't bat them all down.
Oh, the teacher, the doctor. I mean,
yep. So, like, there are people that you can handpick and go, yes, these people fit into one of these 3 categories. Yes, these people fit into all 3 categories. But don't act like she's the first and only.
Asui.
Big Mom.
service, or hell, all 3. Now, for all of those of you who are quick to get angry about these topics, I'm not saying that these traits are necessarily bad. Love interest can be vital, being helpless can be an interesting character arc, and fan service can really work in certain stories where it fits. The issue I have is when these molds are thrown onto characters as if that's what has to happen, without any nuance. It's up.
No. What's wrong?
Okay. No. I'm not even going to talk about this. I'm not going to talk about the word itself, nuance. I'm just going to talk about what he's talking about. It has to be thrown on them. What do you mean?
What do you mean have to? Is it
like the author just goes, "Oh, I need a fan service moment.
I need a tsundere love interest."
Is that what you mean? Without subtlety. How can fan service be subtle?
Be nuanced.
How can helpless be subtle? How can a love interest be subtle? I guess you could do that one subtly.
Yeah. Yeah, this is... What? This is one of the things where it's just like, yeah, Nobara's none of these things, but these things aren't bad, but it's just when it's not nuanced. It's like, wait a second.
What has to happen without any nuance. It's often a technique writers use without fully understanding how to properly write a character with those traits. It's a quick, short...
that was a hilarious moment for Orihime.
Yeah. It's funny.
Now this Lucy, I understand what you mean.
The Lucy stuff is very bad.
But Orihime, what are you talking about?
That was not fan service, nor love interesty, nor helpfulness. It's a funny moment. That was a bad piece of editing. I don't know if you just wanted that for the writers and the sliding down, but you could have done something better there.
Right. It's a quick shorthand that has been used on female characters in Shonen for, well, ever. That females in Shonen have to have their existence revolve around a male character, or that they have to be for fan service. This is especially bad.
Okay. Yes, Hinata. That's big bad.
Mm-hmm. How does Android 18's life revolve around Krillin? How is she fan service? How is she helpless?
How does Bulma's revolve around Vegeta's?
I
How does Grays and the Black Bulls revolve around anybody? She's not fan service. She's not helpless. She's not a love interest.
She's none of those things. This is a very recent shonen.
I can't go to Dr. Stone. They're all half naked.
When a character has focus.
Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. Chainsaw Man. There's a character named Power that's a devil. And she is not a love interest. Mm-hmm. She is stupid powerful. What was the third one? Fan service. Absolutely not fan service. There's a moment of fan service where the dude... Nope, that's not even fan service because it's played off as a joke. It's just like... Okay, so I'm going to spoil a little bit here. It's not going to kill you. The main character is like, if I help you out to find this cat, I want to touch your boobs. She's like, I don't give a shit. Go ahead. She was like, I was never going to let you do that. But you did help in the end, so I will. He touches him, and it's just like, this is just padding. Like, ha ha ha, you really thought, and move on. Mm-hmm. So, Power. She is such a hilarious character because she takes no responsibility for anything. So let's just say there's a meal in the fridge that's one of the roommates. She'll go like, hey, whose is this? Oh, that's such and such. Don't eat that. Well, I'm going to eat it. I wouldn't do that. I don't care. But she'll eat it. And the food will literally be in her mouth. And the person will walk in and she'll go, he said I can eat it. Why would you do that? You know it was his. Why would you say I can eat it? Hilarious. So we got Power. We got in Gray. We got so many characters that this applies to. Why are you implanting this all on this one series?
Anybody in One Punch Man?
One Punch Man. She's strong. She's not a love interest. She has thighs. Like her dress is thigh open. I guess that could be some fan service. But if not, there's some shots where it could be. If it was more skeezy, it would be upskirt. But beyond that, not really. So no. And she's one of the most powerful heroes in the country.
There's so many. There's so many.
Like I don't know what you want.
Has focus placed on them in the story, but because of these character traits, they're often forced into non-active roles. For a viewer, this often means that female characters in a shonen cast act as time wasters. They don't get many fights, and the moments that they do have to shine are often undercut. An instance of this that I always think back to is...
Don't get many fights, often undercut. Noelle.
Yep.
Broken.
Instance of this that I always think back to is with Sakura from Naruto.
Sakura is oh my goodness.
Yeah, I want to hear this, but
I was about to say Sakura is the obvious choice for a lot of the series, but this is a very bad point here.
Sakura from Naruto. While in the Forest of Death, Sakura is now forced to protect Sasuke. She has a whole moment where she's given an inner monologue about how she knows that she can protect him and she hates being helpless. This is a moment that could have taken the love interest aspect of her character and allowed her to become more active over it. So instead of her character being about Sasuke, it could be about her achieving the goal and actively pursuing saving him. This type of character trait reminds me of Uraraka from My Hero Academia. She is a love interest, but that isn't the only thing that consumes her character. We come to know her as a three-dimensional character before.
So you're saying that Nobara is unique for not being any of those things, but then you go, yeah, Uraraka, she's kind of a love interest, but that's about it. Why would you do this? Why would you say that she's unique in a way that can be easily broken down, and then you do it yourself?
Begins falling for Deku. This love interest for Deku only acts as another component of her character, not the component. So back to Sakura in the forest. What does she do after she has this inner monologue? Well, she cuts her hair off, okay, then gets her ass kicked and then it has to be saved.
She is against three sound people.
And very strong sound people.
And she is a weak character.
She's outnumbered, number one. That's already bad. Number two, she does not have anything unique about her. So she's doing everything that she can. She is trying. She is putting in an effort. And that's to be commended. And
you know what?
Her for that?
The person that put hands to Sasuke and Lee gets his pushed in. So what was she gonna do?
Lee couldn't do
Lee couldn't do what was she going to do? She said, "Hey, this is done with his hair."
And if she would have ran, he would have been talking about that as well. And if she would have bust out a secret, unique clan technique, he'd have been complaining about that as well.
I would have.
Yeah, everybody would have. That would have been terrible.
She's doing everything she can.
She's a weak character. What? I don't understand. What's your point here? You go, yeah, she cut off her hair. Okay, it was a symbol of her love for Sasuke. About how Sasuke loves girls with long hair. Now she's like, all right, no more long hair. It's a small growth.
Again, let's keep this in mind. I'm not saying writers can't write females like this. I'm saying that when they do these things poorly, that it weakens their stories and their character.
Okay. What is an example of it done poorly? Because that Sakura wasn't. That ain't it, Chief. Like, that's not it.
That example was poor, and then Sakura herself is very poor because she grows out of that. Or Hime is a bad choice. Somebody that just gets pushed to the side. Somebody who's not important. Somebody that's just a love interest. Scanning. Who?
Keiko? But she wasn't ever in the forefront, really.
Who?
I guess Uraraka.
But
everybody kind of got pushed to the side there, though.
Mm-hmm. But she's not. She has the traits that make her positive.
Okay, so we're talking pure negative, and then
he's going. They have these traits. They're not done anything well with, and then they also do nothing.
So they have to have at least one of those traits that's not done well, and then you do nothing with them.
Yes.
Maybe Cat Girl from Fire Force, but she's strong.
Man, I'm getting nothing. Because he just piles up so many things where we could break down those three things, but then he goes, that's not particularly bad unless it's not nuanced. You're like, okay, so what are we talking about here? But even then, they have to not do anything at all in the story. It's like, wait a second, what are you saying here?
And that often these things are done poorly.
Who are these two?
Yeah, I don't know.
Characters have now been characterized like this so much that writers have forgotten that it doesn't substitute for good writing. Also, if your response is, wow, Shonen is written for young boys, hence the name.
No, that's not.
And as a result, the female characters don't need to be written.
That's not halfway any kind of our argument. We've never said that. We've never even thought about that.
I don't know why people would think that way.
It doesn't matter who it's written for. You can't be like, yo, I love Wall-E, but all the problems, well, it's just a kid's movie, so we can overlook the problem. But you can praise the good things about it? No. It's a story. It's written. No matter what, it can be critiqued.
Just because something is done for a specific audience doesn't mean it doesn't need to be done well. It doesn't mean you don't need to write a kids movie to where an adult can enjoy it. Instead of just farts on screens and kids laughing for 40 minutes.
You can't just be like, yo, it's a kids movie. It doesn't have to be logical. Like, why? Why not? Literally, why not?
My response to that is What? So, because a show is targeted towards a specific demographic, that means it doesn't need to write all of its characters well? So then, when do shows have to start writing their characters well then? Like, I agree that there's a difference between shows that are targeted towards literal toddlers, but shonen anime will often tackle mature themes. So, if shonen don't have to write their characters well, then what age requires all of the characters to be written well? 17? 18? What about series that are written for adults? Do those not require their child or teenage characters to be written well? Because that's not the target demographic? Here's another example. Imagine a drama.
Okay, this is going on way too long.
Yeah.
We get it. You should have just ended with that instead of this whole example thing. That's a dumb argument from dumb people that don't understand things. And you're dedicating this much time to it.
Series, one that is written for fans of drama, and it has comedic elements. But these comedic elements are terribly written. Can I not judge the poorly written comedic elements? Or is the response, well, this is a drama series, and because it's written for drama fans, it doesn't need to have good comedy. Well then why is the comedy there? My point is that female characters in shonen often inhabit the same roles.
Blue-haired chick. Her very first introduction is her fawning over Gojo.
Hey, shut up.
And she
Hey,
often derides
not
herself.
Maki, not Nobara.
She often derides herself for being useless.
Not Nobara, not Maki.
But
not Maki, not Nobara.
so he's
Not
just saying
Nobara,
he's
not
just saying
Maki.
just Nobara and Maki.
Well, right now you're just saying Nobara.
Because if you're going to be like, yo, this stuff does female characters like no other, what about the female characters that do slot into those tropes that you said are negative?
Not Nobara, not Maki.
Male characters, but they're just generally worse written. This isn't political or woke. It's just saying that if you're writing a story that focuses on female characters at all, that those female characters need to be written well. And like I said before,
Pause. No, characters need to be written well. Doesn't matter male, female, nothing.
But that's what he's saying. If it focuses on a female, you can't just say it's for boys and who cares if the females are written poorly.
Doesn't mean that you can't have fan service series or schlocky shows. What this means is that if your show's focus is to craft a narrative and develop characters, which most shonen series are focused on doing, then it needs to do that well for every character.
Ooh, not every character, just a large contingent of them. I think it's almost impossible to write every character in a shonen well.
Yeah, definitely. Sometimes we keep saying this, but sometimes you just need a wall. Walls are fine. Sometimes you just need a strong person, and that person is just very strong, and that's whatever. Sometimes a villain is just, hey, here's my motivation, and then they peace out. It's very, very difficult to write every character as completely nuanced, hey, and all that other stuff.
And everything else.
Need here just means that if a writer is crafting this type of story, then ignoring certain characters while doing this, that is poor writing. If you have a different definition of
Okay, pause. So is blue hair chick poor writing?
I would assume so.
Then everything has poor writing if that's the standard. If the standard is some characters are pushed by the wayside to facilitate others, some people are not as developed as others, some people are not as nuanced as others, then everything is poorly written. And that's not an argument.
It's funny that we get so many comments of like, y'all think One Piece is so great, blah, blah, blah. One Piece has horrible things in it.
Yeah,
this past
really, really
chapter,
bad stuff.
Trash.
Yeah, that Zoro thing is just like, what? You got a dedicated healer right over there. Why not?
So everything has poor writing in it.
That's not anything. That's not praising Jujutsu Kaisen for one character doing the opposite of that thing.
Different definition of a well-written story and characters, then let me know in the comments. But I've got a suspicion that most people who say that the females in shonen don't need to be written well are the same people who would criticize poor comedy in a drama series or would critique poorly characterized.
If they say that they don't need to be written well, you don't need to be listening to them. They've got
Period.
nothing to say.
They're worthless.
Like
Their comments are worthless, I should say.
You're not even thinking about this. You're not even thinking about how it could be done well. You're just dismissing it as it doesn't need to be done well.
It's a woman in a man's show. Why female character in male show? Why would that need to be anything good? Pull out them boobs, please. Yeah, they're done.
Yeah, it's stupid to just listen to them.
Teenage characters in a show made for adults. All I'm asking is that you be more critical and more consistent with how you determine the quality of stories and their characters.
Absolutely. So why are you praising Nobara like she's a shining example of female characters in anime when there's so many like her and better than her?
You know what? Maybe he's just saying that she's the best character, but no,
because this is the road that females are going down,
and plus the thumbnail of redefining a female shonen character. I think without that thumbnail, this would have been a lot better. Because right now, just looking at the title, Jujutsu Kaisen's best character ? Okay, you're explaining why you think she's the best character, and then exploring females in shonen. Not to say that Nobara is what females in shonen should be, but just that she's a great example of a female in shonen, as opposed to just saying only the males are written well in all other shonen. But here we got Nobara being what it should be.
But he would have to take out that first line as well, as with him going, this is the direction that female shonen characters are going in. Okay,
but on top of with that line of thinking, you can look at it like it's closer to newer stuff, because you see all so many of the examples he's using are older anime. One Piece, Naruto, Bleach, big three. And that show he keeps showing that I have no idea what it is.
Those two chicks.
Yeah. So you keep looking at that stuff, but he's not showing a lot of Black Clover stuff. He's not showing Dr. Stone stuff. He's not showing Fire Force. He's not showing JoJo's.
But he's just going like, it was those big three, power gap, and then this came out, and this is how it should be done. And that's, you have to overlook all the stuff that comes in between those things. And he even goes My Hero. So he's bringing up some stuff, but he's completely ignoring other stuff.
Yeah.
Just to make his point. And that's not good.
Let's finally get back to Nobara. Kugisaki's initial introduction works. It sets up her character, her traits, and her fighting style. It's a sign that we'll continue to see.
Show me, what is an introduction that is not set up? Because you go introduction, set up her character, fighting style, personality. That's within the episode and a half, 2 episodes, however many chapters. Show me somebody who's introduced like that and is not established like that. Can't say Sakura because her fighting style was not established throughout Naruto whatsoever.
Yeah, she just kind of punches.
Style. It's a sign that we'll continue to see that this character is clearly different from the shonen mold that we spoke of. Okay,
let me get that whole sentence again, because this man is just wrong here.
Works. It sets up her character, her traits, and her fighting style. It's a sign that we'll continue to see that this character is clearly different from the shonen mold that we spoke of.
Okay, aren't character traits the same thing?
Character traits. I guess the entirety of the character has parts of traits. So traits are a part of the whole thing. So it sets up her character, her traits, and her powers. Her fighting style. Are you serious that is what breaks the mold of a female shonen character?
And that's what works, quote unquote. Robin, first example. Showed her abilities, showed her playful. Hey, y'all, kind of nature took Luffy's hat, put it on her hat. She got 2 hats.
That was a fly of 2 hats. Noelle set up her in fighting style, personality, everything. What's up? Because the first episode we really get of her, she's treating everybody like they're worthless. Then she goes out to the forest and loses control of her power. And Asta has to cut it. And he's like, wow, that's your power? You're stupid strong. but it looks like you can't control it. Just keep working at it and you'll be the strongest here. I wish I had magic like that.
Noel is just really hurting his argument.
So what are you talking about?
Uraraka.
She's earnest, she's kind of happy go lucky.
She's trying hard.
And she can float things.
All established in our first meeting. This is what Shonen mode is this breaking? Android 18 again. Bulma, she capsules, guns, sexuality, playfulness, desire, all within the first 5 minutes. That's DBZ. Lisa, Yukako. Man, oh my goodness.
Urza.
She's so unique.
Cause remember Urza comes in and everybody's like,
Holy
hey, hold up. No, we being friends, yo. Ain't nothing over here. We don't want that smoke.
No smoke over here, please.
Sets up her character, her traits, and her fighting style. It's a sign that we'll continue to see that this character is clearly different from the shonen mold that we spoke of. The initial signs point to a more active, layered character. What about throughout the rest of this season? Does this keep? Well, let's go back to the third fight in the season. Initially, this fight starts with Itadori carrying Nobara after Nobara notes how powerful this enemy is. This worried me because, as I stated before, females in shonen are often sidelined and saved by their male companions. But this trope is actually flipped on its head here.
You see, there's a concept where you think something's gonna happen, but then something else happens, and that's what makes it good. You see,
What's that called?
I don't know. I'm not too learned. I apologize. Didn't Sakura try to save Naruto and Sasuke? It was her attempt. It didn't work, but she attempted.
Are we acting like Sakura wasn't the person that could climb up the tree while them bums was rocking out there for 12 hours until they passed out?
Are we acting like that didn't happen? Is it just the fact that a woman saved a male? Because that's not really
Noel.
anything.
Without Noel, everyone is dead.
100% easy done. Look at what happened in the cave thing where she was like, "Don't touch my friends." The water dragon.
You love that underground cave.
Dude, it's so good. Everybody gets something to do. It's logical. It's all big, strong dude. We know what this dude can do. He keeps getting back up.
And we got 3 bums.
We got 3 bums. It's like, how do we use our 3 bum abilities to beat this unbelievably strong dude? And then for all intents and purposes, they beat him. But then Yami comes in and just go, yo, I'm actually really super strong, and I gotta showcase that. But he was defeated. They got their win. Man, that is so good.
The enemy even notes how she'll be easier to take out, but she's actually vital to the victory within this battle. We also get a...
Yes, because she's not doing the Black Flash, this incredibly powerful technique. She's not traditionally super strong. Her technique takes a while or setup to actually do. Whereas usually, if he gets in your face, you get punched and it hurts and you might die. So long as you stay away from her technique, she will be easy to take out. It is not because she is a woman. It is because of her complicated technique.
Look to her strength and how her abilities work here.
Pause.
Did he not just do the circle thing?
He most certainly did. He did.
Okay.
That is what happened. Hinata saved Naruto. In against pain.
Shut up.
That's what happened, though.
No.
Oh, I thought it did. Was I mistaken, or Tamari saved Shika
I don't remember that.
in the forest?
Nope.
That's what happened, and she fits into none of those 3 things.
Yes, she does.
Useless fan service and love interest.
She's a love interest.
Later in the series, absolutely, but here, no.
You don't know that.
Well, yes, I do. Oh.
I'm just saying. I'm sorry, it was too nuanced for you
Timari
to pick up on the...
Timari is what happened, and she saved.
It was too nuanced for you to understand.
And she was like built up to be a big, strong, and she is. And Nobara is just like, he's just going male, woman, male. Ooh, that's his point. That's nothing.
It was too nuanced for you.
I guess I'm just the dummy.
Her strength and how her abilities work here. We also get a look at how strong and honestly brutal she is. This is also a team battle, which, when it comes to the main protagonist of a shonen teaming up with the main heroine, it's really hard for me to think of when a battle like this happens. I actually can't.
Black Clover.
Yeah.
Can't think of one, so if you can, think of a battle where the protagonist and the heroine pull equal
One Piece.
Yeah.
Weight, let me know in the comments. But as I said, it seems intentional within the battle that the author...
Dude, I'm so pissed we forgot about Flame of Recca.
Flame of Recca.
Fujin is... She's so good. Oh, and there you go. Somebody pulling equal weight and strong and not useless. Kind of fan service, but whatever.
As I said, it seems intentional within the battle that the author was attempting to actually subvert our expectations here. And that...
It seems intentional in the battle that the author was attempting to subvert our expectations here.
Seems that way.
Doesn't it more likely seem like you implanted that subversion as opposed to the author going, hey, Nobara and Yuji are here and there's two enemies, let's have them fight together.
You're just putting all this expectations and womanhood and all this on them for a fight. And this is the last fight of the entire season 1. It's not like this was peppered throughout. It's this. And you were even to the point where when it happened, you were like, uh-oh, are we going down this road? You didn't have faith in them enough. And then this happens. And then what does she do post this? Half of a thing. And then big boom.
That the author was attempting to actually subvert our expectations here. And that definitely happened to me. So is the author actually aware of what we were discussing earlier? That there's a trope in Shonen where women are treated as useless and have non-active roles? Well, there's one fight that absolutely...
Women are useless and have non-active roles. Dude, you come on now. That's just silly to say. That's not...
Do you think Sakura was useless there, or was she just weak?
She was most certainly not useless.
Because she prevented Sasuke from getting taken and or Naruto dying. And that's just facts.
And you keep using that like it's making your point, when it's just really not.
I mean, a water balloon could have been useful there. So it's not to say Sakura did anything completely like out of the realm of whatever anybody could do. But to say she was useless,
it's just false.
It's just false.
That the author knows this because they...
What?
There's a fight that absolutely proves that the author knows this.
And have non-active roles? Well, there's one fight that absolutely proves that the author knows this because they essentially spell it out, and that's the battle with Momo. Momo idolizes Mai. As we see throughout this arc, Mai and her sister, Maki, grew up in a strict, noble household. The strict requirements of their household, and on women specifically, place them in boxes. Momo speaks about the...
Naruto with Hinata and Hanabi.
Yes, what of it?
High standards placed on women in society and Jujutsu sorcery as well, but also the insane standards that Mai has to endure because of all of this combined with her nobility. Mai was forced to do what her household wanted her to, and to meet all of the insanely high expectations brought upon her. Maki, on the other hand, chose to leave and choose her own path. She chose individuality instead of rigorous expectations. She believed that she could make it on her own. The ideologies clash within their own.
But there was no expectations of her because she doesn't have cursed energy.
None. So, all right, go.
Yeah. Peace, bitch. You ain't helping the family anyway. Like, wait, what?
Battle, but I think an even more telling battle is the one between Momo and Nobara. Momo continually notes how society looks at women, how Mai is held down by societal standards of women. But Nobara refuses to accept this answer to society. See, she admires Maki. Like her, Maki has decided...
Okay, so you're implanting that the author is talking about shonen as opposed to the way society itself is. This is the proof you have.
Just doing
that
it.
The author is talking about the shonen genre as opposed to society when she goes, you're a woman and in society you have to be strong and beautiful. Men can just be strong. You can't be that. You gotta be more. Like society. Like our society now. Where women work the exact same as men and get 90% of their check. 80% of their check. Same role, same job title, same responsibilities, paid less. Don't be unattractive. That's just a mark against you. Nah. Society.
Shonen.
Not shonen. This is not proof that the author was looking at the shonen genre, but at our society and this society.
It can also apply to shonen.
How?
Like this.
You have to be strong and beautiful. Mm-hmm. Big Mom is strong and ugly as...
She's not conventionally attractive, no, but there are some people...
I have never heard anybody go, yo, let me get a piece of mama.
Do I have to look up Big Mom Rule 34? I don't wanna. But yeah, this is I don't know. This point is just like, dude.
She has decided to pursue her own path in life, one that doesn't pay mind to expectations or gender roles. Nobara believes that these expectations are only forced on those who live by them, those who live their lives like jobs. Nobara clearly understands what these expectations are, but she also believes that you need to live your life for you. That gender roles and expectations are something forced upon you by others, but that those expectations don't define you as an individual.
Hey, that sounds a lot like what we should look at for society.
Yeah, that's... But shonen also, because, you know, there's a lot of women who have to be both strong and beautiful in shonen, and she's the only one that's just like, nah, but she's both strong and beautiful at the same time. And it's just like him in the beginning. He's critiquing the act of it, but he's also doing it. Taps temple.
Don't tap your temple.
Taps temple.
Don't tap your temple. Yeah, this like you just dropped a truth bomb. Knowledge on all the people,
she's just going, I don't care if you have to be strong and beautiful. She'll live her life the way that she wants to. And what other people are fitting within this trope. You're saying that this is done better, but there's no comparison to where it's done worse.
Nobara says that she likes being pretty and strong, that she doesn't care about femininity or masculinity, that she just cares about what makes her happy, that she's just simply Nobara Kugisaki. So this battle is that, a discussion between those 2 points of view. One that says that women are placed into boxes and we should acknowledge that, while another that says that you should create your own path and not be a victim. It's a really...
Hey, it's kind of like a young woman could be inspired by these words that pick up this manga while she's 12 or 13. As opposed to going, oh, this is a deconstruction of shonen itself, because she's talking about other female characters from other shonen. And she's like, nah, you can't be that.
Where are the ugly women in Jujutsu Kaisen? Are there any?
I don't believe so.
Then why would he not? Why would he not show an ugly woman?
Because there is none.
Because they're all very pretty, conventionally attractive women, and I understand something happens with Maki later, but you don't know that. But whatever.
Yeah, I don't care.
She's got a lot of scars on her face.
Cool.
It's actually a pretty awesome looking look. Her hair is shorter.
Okay.
It's a good look. But yeah, I don't understand the point of just going, women can be strong and beautiful, or neither, or both, or one of them, but when you only show strong and beautiful women in your manga.
And you know what's funny? After that big moment, Nobara kind of goes to the side.
Basically,
she dies.
She's got that moment with the end of season 1. There was that one little chapter of just like, hey, this girl likes you. That was a really good chapter of where it was just like this girl from Yuji's past likes him, and it was just like set him up on a day. Like, this is just good little fun interaction stuff,
character stuff.
Yes, so that was good. And then she fights a spectrum of the dude that's Yuji's fighting, and then she dies. Quote unquote dies, because who knows?
Hey, where's Nobara? Let's keep that under wraps. Okay, we won't talk about this for another 30 chapters.
So you do all of this stuff, all this big moment of I am who I am. She gets 1.5 more fights, and then is presumed dead. The best character.
That really delves into the
You after this moment, you were still worried about her just being carried by Yuji? That you were just like, oh, it's all gonna be ruined now. After this big speech of women and whatever, you think he's gonna go back into the tropes of stuff. That just tells me you have no faith in the author. When did you decide that she was the best? When that happened? Or did you decide she was the best here, and then just like, yeah, she's the best, and then once she got carried, you're like, okay, she's the worst, and then she helped Yuji, and like, okay, she's the best again. What happened here?
Intricacies of, oh god, they're leaving. Hey, look, cool fights. Smash that like button. So, as is clear now, this isn't subtext.
This is very try-hard comedy.
Yeah. Some people need that. Some people are just like, it needs to be snappy. It needs to be funny to catch people as you're talking about a very political issue like gender and roles and society and things of that nature.
H-Bomber Guy does it.
Yes, but H-Bomber Guy is funny, and that's not fair.
What I'm saying.
You keep using H-Bomber as a point, and it's not fair. It's not fair.
How is it not fair?
Because he's hilarious, because he's well researched, because he asks better of people, where he goes, oh, people are just doing these videos on Bill Nye the Science Guy, and they're just saying stuff. There's no research or anything. They're just talking, where he puts all of his research in the notes and all this. He's very well spoken. He's funny. He's well researched. It's not fair. Stop it.
Why can't others be that?
Yeah. Well,
what type of argument is that? If you're just like, well, other people, he's like that, so he just said it with the whole drama and a comedy.
You're comparing a manga with 3 chapters to One Piece. Like, oh, why can't it? No, not everything can be One Piece. Let's go one step down, and then we'll have a conversation here. You keep bringing up H-Bomber Guy. Yeah, he's the best. We got it.
So H-Bomber Guy does it. I'm just saying.
Comedy is a very difficult thing to do and both convey in a video like this. Like, I wouldn't know how to properly with editing without just like, hey, here's my voice, here I'm talking. I wouldn't know how to like structure a joke in this way.
But I feel like you could be writing things and then be like, oh, I just had a funny thought and I'm gonna write it here and then expand upon it.
I most certainly would not do the Charlie Brown 111. That would not cross my mind. I would most certainly not do the Benny Hill thing.
You wouldn't do the elephant in the room thing?
No, it would not.
You wouldn't do the smash the like button crap.
No. But who's to say that the things that I do would be better?
I don't see how they could be worse unless you are just like, no, because I was just about to say, here's my points, and then here's a fart, and it's just a fart. See, you smiled off that because
farts are funny.
That would just be kind of funny. It's just like it's so anti-joke that it's a joke. It's just like points. Okay, here fart.
Yeah, comedy is a very difficult thing to convey in a media like this. That's all.
It's clear now. This isn't subtext here. This is very explicit. For those of you,
she yelled it after being derided about Maki and the roles of society and women and things like that. There's nobody that could say it's subtext.
And it's not about Shonen again. It is about society.
Because there's so many... You not given a convincing female character that is not within the bounds of all the parameters that you set, that is not good. Because you can just go, Hinata, her life revolves around a dude, but then you go, yeah, but that's all they are, and they're useless, and they're pushed to the side, which she was not. So she's back into the good category? Or is there a thing that's just like, okay, fan service weighs more than love interest, so if you have more fan service and love interest, and you do stuff, then it weighs this way? I don't know, because everything is bad, everything is good. What are you talking about here?
are probably like, why is he putting politics into my anime? Well, just be aware, it's not me, it's the author. So it's clear that the author wanted to talk about issues related to gender norms and how females are viewed specifically.
Yes.
Sure, he absolutely did. But then what happens?
Or she.
He or she. But then what happens? Yuji fights the big bad. And then Yuji fights the big bad. And then Yuji and Nobara fights the big bad. And then Yuji fights the big bad, where Nobara is nowhere to be seen. What? How many women were in the Shibuya incident? Nobara, the old granny.
I think there was like one partner.
The two little girls that...
They're dead.
They're dead. I mean, what are you doing? If you're just... If you say that I'm better and women should be like this, but then do nothing with it, what are you doing?
But again...
Oh, Maki was there as well.
But again, I think that's just a commentary on society itself, as opposed to what I want to do in my manga or what I believe other mangaka should do. I think this is just an implanting on this creator to just go, oh, they're talking about the shonen. If you take out the thought process of the shonen, it's just Maki talking about the way women are treated.
Yeah.
And cool. It's good to speak on those things.
But
in the context of the manga, it makes little to no sense.
It makes no sense, makes no difference. It's not really followed through with. Do we even know what the technique of the chick that Gojo is always arguing with?
I don't believe so.
So what are we doing? It always comes down to Yuji, and then it goes over to the shadow dude. Gojo is top of the mountain. Let's not forget, always and forever.
Jesus Christ.
And Nobara does almost nothing.
So let's just talk about the author. The author of Jujutsu Kaisen is an individual who goes by the name of Gege Akutami. That's right, goes by. Gege Akutami is actually a pen name. Akutami is a fake name. And
Did you make a Mechamaru so that he or she could pilot it like Mechamaru from another location? I like that. That is good stuff there.
Are unaware of their gender. It's definitely not a coincidence then that the author who goes by a pen name and makes their gender unknown would write a character who dissects gender norms and specifically attempts to negate them through espousing individualism. It certainly wouldn't surprise me if Akutami was a female, but I don't think that's the point, or necessarily even the reason why the author is shrouded in such mystery. Rather, I think that the author wants their work to speak for itself. They want Jujutsu Kaisen to be a work without the moniker of the author who is blank, or who is a blank. If they are a woman, they probably don't want to be known as a female mangaka. And even if they're not a woman, I believe that using a pen...
Okay, but you're talking about Nobara in the fact that she is a female anime character.
That is expositing all this great female empowerment stuff.
Why can you not speak about her if she is as if she is just a character? Instead of, she is a female character bucking the female character norms.
Name allows them to dodge all expectations that are placed on individuals, especially the high ones, like in Japan. Without expectation, Akutami is allowed to have Jujutsu do the talking. So again, I don't find it a surprise that Jujutsu has a character like Nobara Kugisaki, a staunchly individualistic person who doesn't adhere to traditional gender roles. I think this is also...
But what about blue-haired chick? Who does? Who has 2 separate love interests?
We find so many other women in this series who are compelling in their own right. Those who challenge authority, challenge what it means to be powerful, and can also be vulnerable. Jujutsu Kaisen...
So, they can be vulnerable as in weak, perhaps? So, one of your 3 critiques...
One of their 3 critiques was useless.
It was it not weak? But then he later goes weak.
I think we went weak.
He goes useless, weak, not weak, useless, fan service,
love interest.
And then he goes, they're pushed to the sideline and they don't do anything.
But that's not weak.
That's not particularly weak. But still, but he was deriding Sakura for not doing anything in that situation.
Huh? What?
This is the shonen female tropes head on. It makes a note to address the box that women have been placed in society, and its answer is Nobara Kugisaki. Nobara is quintessential individualism. She will be who she wants to be, regardless of those who ostracize her. But she's also not completely self-interested. She still cares about protecting the innocent and for those who she's close to, and she'll try and protect them at all costs.
Let's look at what she does in the first season of Jujutsu Kaisen.
I wouldn't know.
She has to fight with the big blob.
Yep.
She has to fight in the forest because let's not forget there was a span of like 6 episodes of where it was just like they're training off to the side, and then she gets beaten up by Mai, and then it's all just basically Yuji focused. There's the fight. There's just singular fight in the forest. There's another fight in the forest where they're just like, I think it's Mai that's just like, or Maki that's just like, yeah, you can't win. Move on. I'll handle her. Leave Jiren to me. And then she has her fight with the with Yuji. And then after that, she has half of another fight and then nothing else. This is not particularly good.
She's a 3-dimensional...
There you go.
How many
one-dimensional female characters are there? Infinity.
Oh, I
99.9 repeating percent. She's the one that's 3-dimensional.
I like the way you just threw infinity at me.
Yeah, like Kojo, you see.
Yes, thank you.
Ugh.
I should write that down and put it in a video.
But yeah, just going she's 3-dimensional basically means nothing. 1-dimensional, 2-dimensional characters can be fine. It's whatever.
Active character.
Active.
Oh boy, you are gonna hate season 2.
Whoops.
You are gonna big hate season 2. You think Sakura wasn't active?
She was.
She was active until basically rescue Sasuke, and then after that it goes into Shippuden. She was active. She was active for a lot of that shit.
Yeah. Healing Kankuro, fighting against
Sasori
dude.
Then after that, going after Sasuke with the team. She was active for a lot of shit there, dude.
Yep.
Making strides with its characterization of female characters by doing exactly what its characters are doing, by leaving behind the common tropes and treating them like actual characters. This video...
Leaving behind the common tropes like what, sir?
Like what? Like the 3 things that he said. But
okay,
then there's
so useless, love interest, and
fan service.
Fan service.
there's a character who calls herself useless, and she has 2 separate love interests. There's a character who has exactly 1 fight, who is Mai, which she loses. And then she is... Do you care about spoilers?
No.
Killed.
Of course.
There is Broom Girl, who was defeated after expositing all this societal crap. There is the chick that fights with Gojo, who we do not know her abilities. So, for all intents and purposes, she's useless. And what other female characters do we have in Jujutsu Kaisen?
You to tell you what you should like or why, but it is to say that we should be able to question why a huge swath of characters aren't treated like characters, but are instead all placed into a box.
Who?
That's not a box, sir.
That most certainly is a box. Shut up.
It's not a box.
Are you telling me that I can't go down to the post office and get a rectangle box?
That's not a box.
What is it?
Because it's like there's 2 corners, and then you're really looking up
what is a box.
Oh my god! I'm sorry, I might be wrong on what a box is, y'all.
Why not? Can I not get a box definition? Or is this just like known? Is this like, why are you looking up what a box is?
What idiot is trying to figure out what a box is?
A container with a flat base and size, typically square or rectangle, and also having a lid.
That's definitely not there. There's no lid.
Okay, but it is the rectangle. The idea of a lid is here. The concept of an idea. You can implant a lid here. The lid is folded in. Look, we're both right. All right, let's just leave it at that. All right,
handshakes all around.
And firm handshakes.
Personally, rather watch anime that treats all of its characters as characters, and I believe Jujutsu Kaisen is a step in that direction.
But it's not doing it, but it's a step in that direction. What about Black Clover? Black Clover, my bad. I said, what about Black Clover? And I was like, no, I meant Black Cat. But I was like, no, I do not mean Black Cat. What about Black Clover, where all of the Black Bulls get a very detailed backstory, and we know all about their personality and fights and relationships, interpersonal relationships with the world and themselves and all of that. What about that?
No.
We know we know the important members of the Golden Dawn.
No.
We got a pretty good backstory for Scythe Dude in the manga.
No.
No, I guess. How about just no? What about One Piece has been doing this forever? There's so many characters that are just like, wow, they got a personality, motivation, backstory, good personality.
Yeah, but their tits hang out, so.
No, I guess that's just bad then. Why are you using Persona music? Cut. It just cuts off. Doesn't fade out. That was like a -9.
Really? That's high. I'm thinking like 7.5.
Nah,
it was gross.
I don't like when they just do the vague women fit into this mold. Here is one character. Here is me showing Orihime. Here's me just going, Urza, boobs hang out. It's like, you're not, what? Who cares?
Shut up. You're not giving enough to the women of Shonen.
Yeah.
Especially Sakura. You dogpile Sakura a lot.
Picking the ones that make your point, and then you also just go, Ojiko is good too. Uraraka. Like, what's your point here? She's doing things that Uraraka does as well, and this is a step in the right direction.
That my already been stepped.
Yes, you're stepping in somebody else's footprints. Stuff like that. I don't like that.
I understand. He also didn't explain the whole this is spelled out as this author does know the shonen tropes, because it was just all about society. That was a bad point. This is a series of very bad points. But there wasn't a lot of things I got angry at. He explained a lot of the things he meant
poorly.
Never forget.
But then he also hit you up with some nuance and dynamic and.
I didn't forget the first half.
Look.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. They had me the first half.
Nami and Robin are doing all those things, but boobs, so they are disregarded.
Yeah, I think this person really needs to consume some more shonen. Because a lot of the things he's saying is implanted in a lot of character.
JoJo is so not this. So it's just I'm gonna make my point based upon women are this and Nobara is not this. But then you have to go, but what about these women that are also not it and are better because they do more? That's where I'm coming from with this.
I understand.
I don't feel I need to justify myself to you.
No, not at all. Underrated is an understatement. Unbelievable that this channel only has. Damn, this channel is gonna blow up. This may be, but I avoid watching this. Heavy use of female tends to be trans exclusionary. But I'll circle back to it. Okay.
Oh, goodness gracious, you got a point. I got a point, but that's we need to start hammering out language nowadays.
I include trans people in female if that's how they want to be gendered,
but some people don't.
I don't. Okay.
It's crazy. It's a crazy world out there. I'm just trying not to get canceled.
Yeah, I like if I misgender you, just correct me and I'll fix it.
But that person's point was just like the term female is trans exclusionary.
I don't think so.
What was their point? Could you go up a little bit?
Yeah,
because I don't fully understand that.
This may be an unpopular take, but I avoided watching this for a while just because heavy use of the word female tends to be trans exclusionary in a lot of circles. But I circled back around to it and realized it was made by you. Whoops! I'm glad I found it again because this was a very good take. I haven't seen this anime, but I knew it would be a good time and I wasn't disappointed. Once again, you're hitting it out of the park with the sense of humor on top of all the excellent points you make. Can't wait to see more.
Humor is spelled with a U. They're European and thus can be disregarded.
This is so underrated. It's criminal. Just subscribe. The only example of a main character. Why are you hearting all of these? The only example of a main character and the divided defeating an antagonist together is when Nami and Luffy teamed up to defeat Cracker. So it did happen before, huh?
The only example, is that the only example that you can think of, or the only example ever, you piece of shit?
And Fairy Tail, Natsu and Lucy have a battle against...
Oh, whoops.
Okay, cool. It's not very balanced, but it's actually mentioning this is a fight between Tanjiro and Nezuko versus Rui.
Whoops.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Yeah, see, even then he just goes, a man and a woman for fighting together? I can't think of a single other time that has happened. So, stuff like that. He doesn't know, it seems like he doesn't have a lot of shonen under his belt. But if he doesn't, why would he speak so definitively with, yo, she's doing all these other things, and just use the big three, and then just use another just big shonen like My Hero?
I wonder, you know what I would like for a lot of creators to do when they make these all-inclusive shonen everything thing? Do spoiler warnings in the beginning, and do shonens I've read/watched in the beginning. Mm-hmm. Because then I would have a frame of reference of where your mind is. Because otherwise, we're pointing out example after example. The comments are pointing out example after example, but you're just like, bro, it never happens.
He's read Attack on Titan,
of course.
A lot of Persona. And Kingdom Hearts 3, Persona, Danganronpa,
Naruto, Bleach, One Piece, Impact, My Hero,
Cyberpunk, Persona.
Did he just turn from a gaming channel to a let's talk about anime? Like
Resident Evil, another Attack on Titan, Mortal Kombat, and then Jujutsu Kaisen. So yeah, I don't know what he's seen, but it seems like he has not seen a whole lot if his frame of reference is the big three and then a very popular thing, and then not even mentioning Mikasa, who, while she does like Eren, it does not revolve around her character. I'm sticking with my 9.
Yeah, I'm still at my 7.5.
Nah, you're wrong.
Sure.
Objectively.
Next we have Naruto Month.
Yeah, not looking forward to that.
Why not? It's a good time for everybody except us. Yeah, tomorrow we should probably live stream the everything.
What?
Great about.
Well, I don't like how you just decided that on your own.
I didn't decide it. I said
yes, you did.
I said we should.
Why should we?
Because it's entertainment.
That's not explaining why we should.
Yes, it is.
We should eat because we need to live.
Yeah.
We should poop because otherwise we will back up.
No, we don't need to eat because we could just drink water for a long time and survive.
Month.
Yeah, that's a month.
So we need to eat. Otherwise, we will die.
No.
It doesn't matter the time of length. I said we need to eat.
No, you said we should eat.
Okay, we should eat lest we die.
No.
Yes.
If today I go, we should eat, I can also go, no, we shouldn't.
And then you have to bring up an argument as to why we shouldn't.
Because we don't need it.
Yes, we do.
No, we don't. I don't need to eat today.
Well, not today,
hey, that's what I'm saying.
But you're adding the today. Mm-hmm. I'm saying we should eat.
Yeah, and we should do that.
No, because entertainment. That does not equate to any kind of should, a need, a want.
Why not? It's a want. It's absolutely a want. Is it not a want? Is it not a want?
Used to indicate obligation, duty, or correctness, typically when critiquing anyone's actions. What?
I mean, we do have a duty to watch.
No, we don't. Based upon what?
Our subscribers. They fiended for it.
Oh.
Triton.
Well, then let them.
Mean.
Let
Gavin said he does.
Exactly. Gavin ain't coming back. We done already dropped one.
Joey probably wasn't.
We done dropped one already. For good reasons. And you know what that good reason is? It's terrible.
It's not terrible. No, that was terrible.
So by the time this comes out, people are going to realize if we actually did or didn't do it.
I mean, I could honestly put this out today.
Yeah, you could.
There's plenty of time. Yeah, I might upload it while I'm out and then just write it in and publicly. Maybe I'll even premiere it. We haven't done a premiere. No, we should probably premiere Naruto Month.
That's up to you. I don't care.
You know what is also... But somehow the Demon Slayer isn't up to me.
No, it's not. Because this is a one-person uploading job. You gotta come and drag me up in this mug.
Not necessarily.
Dude, do you not remember that episode?
Yeah, I do. I watched it recently. It's horrible.
How?
It's horrible.
In Melton. Minutes in.
And it's only gonna get worse. You know what, though? He has exposited a lot of his already kawaii stuff. And
do you think that's gonna stop him from reusing it?
We've already done the beautiful sword stuff. You know what? He is not good.
How much longer? How long did we get into that?
We were. Well, let's just watch it itself, and we'll see where we were. Because I'd have to stop the recording to actually. I mean, I don't know why I'm not stopping it now, but. Everything great about Demon. I don't even need to put Slayer. It's gonna pop up. First half.
Which is from
we
the
were past that.
time and again.
Past that. Past that.
We were past the hand demon.
Dang, we got about halfway through. We got about
halfway through this part.
Yes.
How long is the other part?
This one's 33. That was 34. So
that's 4 more streams.
Not necessarily. If we don't tap it after the hour.
We wanted to tap minutes in.
No, seconds.
It's like, oh, this again.
Oh, here we go again. Yeah.
I don't see what's your fascination with this.
I am fascinated by content. If it was other content, I would do it.
This is so bad.
Okay, we still got
It's painful.
It's absolutely pain. Shoot, you see my Zero Time Dilemma stream? Them 3 hours a clip.
Yeah, but that's just you playing the game, basically.
It is content.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm fascinated by.
It's poop.
And this
Are you fascinated with poop? It sounds like you fascinated with poop.
No.
Oh.
But poop can be interesting.
You've yet to show me how.
That poop bowl was super interesting.
That in wheat thing so many times. And you go, Unimub sit here going, wheat is interesting. I go, no. I'm saying wheat can be interesting. You go, you've yet to tell me how. That you've yet to tell me how kills me to death.
Okay, so
we can do it tomorrow.
Bet. So I'll probably upload this today. We'll do that tomorrow, and then Sunday I can do my gameplay stream.
I don't know why you telling me that.
No, I'm telling the audience.
No. Well, you would also be saying that when a live scream. My goodness.
So we got a weekend of content coming for y'all.
I don't wanna.
Wheezy. Yeah, who does?
Women.